I really hope it records that part of it. I think it did.
And we're live. What's going on, guys? I hope no one caught the last sentence because it probably get deleted and kicked. I'll be banned from Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook. I'm Hector. I said what I said. We got Zach.
I lift what I lift because I've been going back to the gym, so getting big and strong.
Getting big, and we got a guest, Quentin A. Quentin, shout him out. Let everybody know who you are, where you're from, what you represent.
Yo, what's good? Breaking down the tape. I'm Quentin A, and I'ma say what I'ma say today. All right, kind of like Hector does, and I do a couple different shit. I'm trying to get my degree. I'm a journalist, but right now I'm focusing on my podcast. It's called Degenerates Talk Sports on Spotify, Apple, whatever you listen on. So if you want to tune into more of me, that's where I'm gonna be at.
Are you tell them where else they can find you? Instagram, Facebook, the whole nine, man. Let everybody know. Take your time.
You're right, man. You're right. The whole nine. Instagram, Twitter. Those are my main two. Make sure to tap in with me on there. It's QA Bradbury on Instagram and Twitter. Right now it's Alex Bradbury 33. So if you follow me, then you're a real OG before I change my name. But yeah, that's the IG and the Twitter.
There you go. There you go. We respect it.
For the people that don't know, we met Quentin on Sports Me app. We've told a bunch of the guys, a lot of our fans, that we jump on Sports Me a lot. Quentin's one of those guys that we talk with and debate a bunch of topics with. He's also one of the guys in Hooves Fantasy Tribunal League. We got the number 1 and number 2 pick here, Zach and Quentin. I'm still waiting for my name to be called.
Which I have to, so you already know you're going to be last, first of all. And secondly, I do want to talk about that at some point because I'm still not sure if Quentin is trolling me or not, if he's just trying to get in my fucking head or if he's just being genuine.
I don't know. I feel like he's genuine. I feel like he really, really does want CMC.
So by the way, we'll just dive on into this as I'm bringing up Hoove's comments. Who, by the way, I just love is loyal and is always here. You got to respect it, man. We got to have you back on again, Hoove. So for everybody, like Hector was saying, HooveTube on YouTube, he's throwing a Tribunal Fantasy Football League this year. A bunch of sports media personalities in there. And he drew names from a hat, and I just happened to have number 1. And then Quentin gets number 2 the next day. And he put out a battle that apparently I didn't fucking see until last night, but then started sliding into my DMs fucking like a week ago. And he's like, bro, please. I'm like the big hand to God. Like, I don't want to like screenshot and put you on blast, but he's like, hand to God. Like, I'm the biggest Christian McCaffrey fan on the planet. I'm like his biggest supporter. You cannot take him over me. Please, please don't do that. And I was like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? Because I'm busting everyone's balls. I'm going to take the fucking Jets defense, all this shit. We all had fun with it. But then he started like begging me. And I'm like, bro, are you serious or are you fucking with me? I can't figure it out.
So, Zach, I spoke to Quentin on the side in my messages. And he has a pretty good story. And this is why I think he's actually really won CMC. I need you to tell him this story.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell him the story. I wasn't sure when you're going to open this can of worms, Zach, but we're doing it right here, right off. All right, here we go. So, C-Mac, okay, first of all, you're making it sound like I'm his biggest dick rider in the world on him, which is not true, okay?
Don't make me pull up the screenshots. I'll fuck around, man.
There's nothing in there that says like, oh God, like C-Mac greatest. Oh, give him. Nah, it's not like that. That's my boy, bro. I knew him. I grew up with him in high school. Got to know him a little bit better. More competed with his brother, but dude,
wait, what?
I broadcasted Christian McCaffrey in high school when he was a senior. Like, I saw that man stomp through every person in Colorado for 4+ years, and before bro, where do I start, Zach?
You're fucking kidding me.
I swear to God, he messaged me this today, and he was like, yo, I got a cool story. And I'm like, that's insane. Like, I'm over here like, yo, like I went to school with James Karinchak, and like I seen him go to the MLB, and he's over here like, yo, I seen Christian McCaffrey.
Bro.
Yeah, and like it's not
Why did you lead with that? Why didn't you lead with like I grew up with him and was like homies with him?
Well, because it's just so clear. Like growing up, dude, if I was like, oh, I went to school with Christian, anyone in Colorado would be like, you suck, like shut up, nobody cares, so it's just like I don't talk about it so much, but it's when I hear his name, bro, like, dude, I know the guy, he's so talented in so many different manners. His accolades are unbelievable from before high school, like his entire career.
Yes.
It's to me, it's like this guy's gonna keep going, even in the NFL. I've seen what he can do before he's hurt.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm so high on him.
He just needs to stay healthy.
For sure. And I do have, so honestly, 100% honest, I have a little bit of reservations for him because of that offense, because I just don't know what's in store for him. So I'm not saying 100% he's not going to get taken, but I'm also saying that there are honest reservations in my brain.
Josh Gordon, number 1 pick.
Nah, man, I already told you it's Tim Tebow. It's already Tim Tebow.
I'm just going to be living in suspense until then, man. Like, is he going to do it? Am I going to get him? Who knows, bro?
I'm going to be Mr. Irrelevant. I'm going to be the 14th pick with the number 1 pick in the second round.
Right. Well, I wouldn't, I'm going to wait until the last possible second to make the pick. Like, literally, as the time is ticking down, I'll make that pick just to draw it out.
And then you're going to sneeze and you're going to fuck up and it's going to auto draft for you.
Right. Well, even on the auto draft, it should still be CMC. So I shouldn't fuck up too bad. What's up, K-Sub, man? Glad to have you. Oh, shit. Just going through the comments real quick, guys. Sam Donald, remember, Hector, who've got you here?
I said what I said. I still believe it. Sam Darnold is going to be a top 10 fantasy QB and a top 15 QB this season.
I don't disagree with – well, I don't know. I did disagree with that, so I'm going to stay with disagreeing with that.
That offense, if it clicks well, if everything goes right, that offense is insane. He has a better line than the Jets could give him. He has Robbie Anderson, who he also already knows and used him as a number 1 with the Jets. DJ Moore. And like we said, if Christian McCaffrey is healthy, even if the pocket collapses, even if you got 8 men running to kill you, all he has to do is drop it to CMC and let him.
So you're saying I should definitely draft CMC number 1, and then with my 28th pick,
Darnold. You got to pick Sam.
No, I was going to say 28th pick is Sam Darnold, and that's my stack right there.
Hey man,
DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson are going to be 1,000-yard receivers.
Whew.
On the topic of Robbie Anderson, like I think it's fair to say he's the person that injured Christian last season, right? Like, do you guys remember Christian's injury by chance? Like, I don't know if you guys do or not, but
not off the top of my head.
How he went out? No.
Yo, dude. So, homie drove down the field after getting a touchdown. Like, he's going for number 2, and I'm pretty sure he got it. But as he was stopping in the corner of the end zone, Robbie Anderson was in the corner, and C-Mac didn't want to just run this dude over. Robbie's pretty skinny wide receiver, right? So he's like, shit, I'm going to watch out for my boy. And he, like, put the brakes on and fucked his ankle up. So
Robbie Anderson is what fucked you guys. Or fucked the Panthers is what you're saying.
If I was CMC in that point, bro, you shouldn't be where I'm about to celebrate. Like, you're getting run over, dog. You're getting run over.
The celebration game is equally as important as the actual game. And to Kolb's point, Mama said auto drafted the goddamn devil.
Yo, okay, so this is one thing. Like, I understand.
How's that sound? How the fuck does that sound?
I understand if like something happens and like there's times where like I'm waiting for my next pick and like I fucking clicked my screen off and I get up to like get something to drink. I come back, I'm like, fuck, auto draft. That was quicker than I thought.
Yo,
like you get those one mistakes, but like people that sit there and they just auto draft or like just they just don't pay attention or like I hate that because it changes the whole aspect of. The computer's always going to pick the next top guy. Us drafting don't do that. We don't always go, oh, he's the next best available guy. I'm picking him. We're thinking about the lineup.
Right. See, as far as I'm concerned, like I think auto drafting is fine for like a free league because it doesn't really matter. If you got work or shit to do, like I respect it. But if you're paying money, like the Degenerates League, our fantasy or Hector's fantasy football league that he's been running for a bit, like it's going to be $100 buy-in this year. There's gonna be whiteboards everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm following all the
funny that
fantasy
you're,
people.
It's funny your podcast is The Degenerates, because our fantasy football league of the last 4 years is called The Degenerates. And we have separate episodes during the football season. So we'll drop our episodes and then we do small, like 30-minute degenerate episodes, just recapping and shit talking the games that we already just had played from that week. And like this year, we're gonna bring on some of the actual crew guys. There are a bunch of close people that we've known for a while now. My fiance's in it. His wife's the second girl to be in. She's joining this year. Still got one spot open though. We still got one spot open.
No, damn, that'll be sick to get those people on your pod too. Like that just have been in the history of the league. Like you'll see some raw emotion coming
it's
out.
It's been 4 years, and this year there's going to be a trophy involved.
Yup. Yeah, it's evolved every year. So like 2 years ago, our buddy Marcus would like in the group chat, kind of type up really well written and like shit talking, week summaries. And then last year when I started doing all this and brought Hector on, we were like, yeah. Let's like bring it to the public, and people love that. By far had the highest ratings out of like every episode we've ever done. People love the Degenerates, and I don't fucking know why.
And it feels so much greater because I'm the reigning fucking champ.
Ooh,
so that's the end of this live. Now that that's been brought out,
we haven't had a back-to-back champ in 3 seasons, and I'm trying to be the first to repeat.
Hector, as the commissioner, got the #1 overall pick, and all of a sudden wins the league. If that's not collusion, I don't know what the fuck is.
Hey, it's randomized. Everyone knows it and sees it. It's not my fault. My team, Hakuna Kamara, was just that fucking nice because I picked Kamara #1, and he went for 6 TDs the game before the championship round. So,
yeah. By the way, I always love when Hoove and James from Boda get into our comment section, because it's literally Hoove and him going back and forth about how much Boston does actually suck.
Yeah.
So.
Quinn, how many fantasy leagues are you in this year?
So including Hooves, I'm in 3 now. But I'm someone who doesn't like. I have one league that's it's extended to a 14-man. We have $100 buy-in, and I take it super serious, like as you guys mentioned. Yeah. So I got into some other leagues before, and I just felt clouded. But now I don't care as much. That was just in high school more than anything. But right. I'm gonna do 3 this year with Hooves.
Okay,
and that's like a good amount for me.
It does get a lot. And then if each one's a money league, like ours is a money league, whose is nothing right now, but eventually, people are going to start talking about making that money. And it's cool to have just one where you don't have to care about as much.
I'm a little confused by Hoove's comment, by the way, South or North. Are you asking me like
one?
Confederacy or Union? Like, I'm pretty sure we're on the side of the Union, if that's the fucking question, Hoove. I'm a little fucking confused.
No, yeah, this is the first time I've done a 14-man league though, and that's tripping me out. It's hard enough with 12, and you're coming down to the wire the last couple of rounds trying to figure out who to pick up.
14's crazy, dude. I did it last year. Just be ready for that draft to extend, bro. Like you're looking at players like, wait, like what? Like, are you even gonna play this year, basically? But
yes, like that's just gonna be rough.
See, that's the problem. You have to stay sober throughout the whole thing, because if you get too drunk by the end of it, you're fucking picking everyone and everyone. No strategy involved whatsoever. Are you guys keeping up on baseball at all?
Right now, I am watching the Philly Cubs game. Philly's up 1-0 in the bottom of the second. The Yankees got stomped on pretty much by a rookie this afternoon. They got 1 hit.
I didn't see that.
Yep.
That's a lie. I saw they lost, 4-0?
Yeah. But they took the series 2-1. Now we got Houston coming up. So, there's going to be a lot of shit talk on Sports Me, depending on how that goes. And then we got Boston coming up after that. So, there's going to be even more shit talk on Sports Me.
Fair enough. But I was more asking about Trevor Bauer. Did you see that his administrative leave was extended 7 more days?
Yeah, they actually took his merchandise and, like you said, mentioned before, that they did away with his bobblehead. They said it's not right to be selling his merch and shit like that.
Are you paying attention to that situation, Quentin, or you're not really a big baseball fan?
Oh no, I'm a huge baseball fan, man. I played my first year of college too. Like baseball above anything for me is probably like my most knowledgeable in terms of watching the game. But yeah,
Okay.
I think what they're doing is, you know, smart-ish with Trevor. You know, like
Sure.
it's a sticky situation.
Right.
Funny enough, not with on the ball, but
Right.
he's in a couple of them right now. So
Yo, for
the
sure.
Dodgers, you know, promote better. They have so much. They have Bueller, you know, they have Turner,
Yeah.
they have Bellinger. Like, get Bauer's face out
I
of
mean,
there.
it's just right now that Kershaw is also on the IL, but they
Right.
do have a lot of pitching, and it's just weird. Like, you don't really hear about this kind of stuff in baseball.
For
Mostly
sure.
it's like football and basketball. You really hear about this kind of shit, and then
Right.
I just feel like the MLB is responding to it better and quicker than other leagues have.
Like on an individual team basis. Usually with the NFL, like you'll see the NFL step in as a league, but with baseball, MLB hasn't made a ruling or hasn't done
No,
anything, but it's been the
because the
Dodgers
teams
who
know.
come out. Right.
The teams know you either do something about it or they will step in.
So I'm actually, since you brought up sticky situation, Quentin, Hector and I have talked about it ad nauseum. What do you think about what's going on right now with the like sudden banning of any sort of substances? And then, because for me, it ties into Trevor Bauer because he's been outspoken against it. And then all of a sudden this happens. I'm not making conspiracy theories. I'm simply pointing out timelines of events, and other people can draw whatever conclusions they want. But what do you think about the whole sticky situation?
I think it's interesting. I think umpires are over the top checking like every inning, like come on, whatever's going on there, like give it a rest. But in terms of our players worse, like yeah, like look at Trevor, look at Garrett, look at Arolis, like their ERAs are pumped, bro. So do I like that the MLB's doing this? I think the most entertaining league is with steroids and sticky stuff, bombs everywhere, pitches cutting like crazy. And maybe that's, you know, not the most popular opinion, but in terms of an entertaining game and like ratings, I think personally that would be the most entertaining MLB, but we're far from it. So right now with the MLB taking the sticky stuff away, I think it's clear that some pitchers are struggling immensely. Wouldn't you guys agree?
No.
Oh yeah. Well, like you said, especially like the big brand names you're seeing get fucking slapped around like, you know, scrub ass pitchers. It's a little fucking infuriating.
I understand both sides of it. Like, yes, I'm against a form of cheating. It is a form of cheating, but they found loopholes, and like you say, these are the banned substances that you can't use. Some of the things that they're using aren't banned substances that said they can't use them. So how can you shun them for it?
Right.
If it's not on the ban list. But I understand you got to make the rule and the decision. And yeah, the umps, I do agree too, Quentin, that they're going up like overboard. But I also understand the player side where it's like you made such a quick decision, didn't talk to us about it. Now guys are getting hurt because they got to fucking adjust so on the fly, And like some of the pitchers have said, like some of these guys most guys now in the MLB are hitting triple digits, 100 miles per hour fastball. I'd rather have someone with control of where that pitch is going than it be wild and you end up getting hit in the face like some of these guys have been lately.
Yeah. Well, I agree 100%. I've always said, I don't know if you've listened to past episodes, Quentin, but I've said that I think that they should make like X amount of substances banned, right? And when the pitcher goes out on the field, they'll check them, whatever, and say, okay, you're clean. Now here's your 1 ounce for the inning of spider tack or of whatever your preferred substance of whatever is. And if you want to regulate it that way, regulate it that way. But I think right now we're making it too much about the umpires and not enough about the game.
Yeah, I think what both of you guys said is spot on. Like making it way too much about the umpire for sure. And that's an interesting take of just giving him like an ounce or a pint of this or that. Like, is that the way? Is that the way it should be? I don't know. And
Like
Hector,
if you can't beat them,
yeah, and you brought up how there's some substances not on the list. Like, how can you tell them they can't use it if it's not on an illegal substance? It's just like the MLB in itself. Like, guys, the game of baseball is so old. There's been cheating for fucking years. We can agree to that, right? That
for sure.
1800
everyone's cheating.
Yeah, the Astros are getting peppered for it. And, whatever. I'm going to stay out of the political side of it. But when you're the game this old and you're trying to take out all the cheating, that's a process. That's going to be a hard process.
Mm-hmm. And I think part of like the unwritten rules of every sport, right? Because I firmly believe that in every sport, everybody is trying to cheat, whether they do it successfully or not, or whether they get caught or not. Everyone's trying to get that competitive edge, right? We're talking billion-dollar industries. If you're not trying to cheat, you're not doing it right, which is maybe why the Browns sucked for so long,
Look at Brady. If you ain't cheating, you ain't winning.
Right. But there's certain levels of acceptability. There's these gray areas that you can live in, you know what I mean? And I think that trying to regulate out those things start to make the sport, and in this case baseball, more about the rules and the officiants than it does the sport itself. That's why I kind of came up with that idea of, here's your allotted amount of your, preferable substance for the inning, because, well, fuck, if you can't beat them, then you might as well regulate it and, try and still let the sport run normally.
Do you see us? Sorry, Hector. Do you see the MLB going down that path, though? Do you see
Absolutely not. Okay. Absolutely not. I mean, this is a league that still won't let motherfucking Pete Rose into the Hall of Fame. And I'm going to die on this fucking hill. So, no, absolutely fucking not do I ever think that they will do anything with any sort of what could be considered cheating in mind. You know what I mean? Like, for fuck's sake already.
No, they're too, like you said, they're too old.
Exactly.
The people that run this shit are just super, super old, rich white men. Can we all agree to that? Like, they're not changing their ways.
For sure.
They're not changing their ways.
But I've been leaving the comments to lie and Hoove's comments, and it's perfect because we've been talking about illegal substances, and here's where Hoove makes a wild claim. Hoove says the Olympics were right to not have Sha'Carri Richardson run, technically. I don't disagree. Hector and I talked about it on the most recent episode that I don't disagree. And in fact, I view weed as a performance-enhancing drug, as a matter of fact. So before I get into that explanation, tell us what you think, Quinn.
Yeah, I'm under the same realization that sucks that they're right to ban her, Sha'Carri Richardson.
Right. Like, she
smoked. They said to not do that. It's kind of what you said about the employer dictating what the employees can do. It's reiterating that point. So for me, I hope this is a step in the right direction of not giving a shit about this, because look at Michael Phelps. The dude can extend both arms and have medals on both sides. Daily stoner, you know what I mean? No offense, Michael, if you hear this ever. I don't stoner, but you smoked marijuana daily, and so does Sha'Carri, and she's paying like a huge punishment. A 21-year-old superstar, the sixth fastest woman in the world, is not going to compete. It's just it hurts.
And who was a clear winner? She was going to be the clear winner.
Yeah, so
I agree with it. Like, that's the only thing. Like, she knew the rules going into it, but I disagree where you say it's a performing enhancing drug. I don't believe that it is. And if you're letting someone who tokes up gun your ass and you're clean lunged, come on.
So first of all, from like the physical aspect of it, yeah, of course, I don't think it's a performance.
I'm a stoner, exactly. Know how I run, and I promise you, I'd dust most of the motherfuckers out here too.
So first of all, before I get into it, I want to shout out Warzone Sports. Everyone go check them out. They're pretty awesome, great group of guys. And yes, I do agree that she should run in the future, but she knew the rules. She broke the rules. I think it's bullshit that it's over weed. But the reason that I call it a performance-enhancing drug is, no, it doesn't make you physically run faster, jump higher, whatever. But it does provide medicinal purposes and medicinal help to your brain. And stress is a part of athletics. Being able to handle that stress pertains to your performance on the track, field, court, whatever it may be. So if you are taking a drug that allows you to handle that stress better and therefore perform better, is that not in and of itself a performance enhancing drug?
I understand.
So again, do I think weed should be illegal? Absolutely the fuck not. Do I think that this is bullshit? Of course I do. But if I say it for one point, I'm going to say it for the other points. Your employer gets to dictate the rules of which you have to follow or find employment elsewhere. The competition committee that you decide to compete in gets to choose their rules of competition. And if you don't like it, compete elsewhere. You know, and it's hopefully, again, a step towards this being fucking eradicated and stupid, but thus here we are.
But you're dealing with the world, not just the U.S.
Well, that's exactly a point that I've made, is in the U.S., even if all 50 states become legal, it doesn't matter for fucking Canada and whatever. It always enhances Hector's performance. That's why we keep him around in high, because we love him like that. Basically, what you don't see behind the scenes is we just force feed Hector drugs to get him to the level where we love him. So it's really like a kidnapping situation, but we don't really need to tell anybody that.
Yeah, I saw a comment from Hoove right there with the swimming caps. You know, that's a hot topic in itself too. If you guys,
well, so I saw something about that. So whether this can be made part of a larger issue is debatable for me, but I also recognize where I stand and how I might not be the best person to speak on these things, as I've not experienced it myself and I'm not in those situations. But there is, to Hoove's point, a long history of intentionally targeting Black athletes, to put it a blunt point on it. Do you have any more information on that, Quentin? Are you a little bit more abreast of that situation?
So I just found it extremely intriguing that they wouldn't allow a swim cap that African-American athletes have been using for aquatics because of whatever reason it helped. I don't think there's any performance enhancement a part of this, is there?
So I haven't, I'll 100% say I haven't done like super in-depth research or anything to that effect. But to my knowledge, it doesn't. It's just one of those things that they're like, oh, you can't because it's not the standard. Sucks to suck. And that's been the explanation.
I don't know. It's weird.
So
we still got to figure out the individual sports in our country, let alone to try to battle the Olympics.
Ain't that the fucking truth? Yeah, let's go ahead and figure out like 2021 racism in America and the world's largest, freest country before we go ahead and I'll agree with that point there. I'll take that side.
100%.
Quentin, do you have, before I continue throwing out topics, do you have any topics that you would like to bring up?
Thank you for giving me the floor, Zach. Give me a sport. I'm sure I got something in my crazy mind that always is running. Give me a sport.
Basketball.
Ooh, okay. Could hop over to the little Milwaukee Bucks Suns action. Talk about that. Chris Paul, the whole legacy thing. I'm sure you guys have heard Chris Paul's legacy from every person that's ever talked sports. I'm guilty of it too. Don't get me wrong, but everyone's talking about the Chris Paul legacy right now. What do you guys think? You think he's going to seal the deal?
So real quick before I answer, my sister popped on. It didn't fit the natural form of the head. So yeah, basically it's not the fucking standard. So go fuck yourself is apparently why the Olympic Committee with the swim caps. But as far as like Chris Paul and his legacy, I don't know why, but I don't fucking like Chris Paul. So fuck his legacy.
So, fuck you, Zach. I said what I said. Perfect time to bring up the game because I just turned it on right now. It's 9:00, and so just respect to Chris Paul, Zach. What the fuck? One, I got them winning this.
I didn't say I disrespect him. I just don't like him.
I don't know why people make him to be out to be this bad guy. He's a smart floor general. He knows how you're going to act on the court, and he uses it against you.
I mean, yeah, I get that, but that doesn't mean I have to fucking like him. I don't know. There's no, and I've said there's no rational reason why I dislike him. I simply just dislike him.
Well, start to like him, because maybe he don't like you.
He probably doesn't like me. If he ever heard me or knew of me, if I ever showed up on Chris Paul's radar for like 0.01 of a second, I'm sure he wouldn't like me either. And I feel like that's a very fair statement to make. Did we scare you off? Did we make you run away?
Yeah, the Chris Paul hate, dude. I had to get out of here, man. Nah, but for real, like, I want him to get the ring just because the dude's a grinder. I've known of him since I was in second or third grade when he was on the New Orleans Hornets, okay? You know, so I've been waiting for Chris Paul to get a ring, just see it at least a chance a while. So
I feel like it's harder for a point guard to win a ring, like a star point guard to win a ring, than another position. You need that other position. Like, it's easier for Kevin Durant or LeBron James to go win a ring because they're that the point guard's never the go-to guy. There's point guards that are go-to and are the number one for their teams, but those guys don't ever win a chip on their own. They need that other position. It's the shooting guard and the small forward position, and even possibly you can say now the power forward and center positions those are the guys that are going to win you the chip, not the point guard.
For sure. And I think AI illuminates that statement beautifully. The dude, Allen Iverson, you know, he grinded his whole career, went to the finals once, but he didn't win it. So
AI is my favorite basketball player of all time, and I would have loved to see him win a chip.
Dude, if he couldn't do it alone as a point guard, like, come on. Is anyone like Dame? We've been seeing him try to do it. Even
now, you take Shaq off the Lakers. You take Shaq off the Lakers and you say AI versus Kobe at that point in time, then you could throw your hands up and be like, who fucking knows what would have happened?
Shaq wasn't even supposed to play with the Lakers, honestly. I watched some stuff that was saying that there was some conspiracy that Shaq illegally landed in LA with Kobe when they won the titles. Don't know the validity behind it, but
all right, so I'm here for the conspiracy theories. You can't like tease me with that and then go ahead and just walk away from it. So please,
I'm with Kevin.
Yeah, like I am not completely educated on this, so if anyone wants to quote me, just know that this is based off of memory from seeing something. But it had something to do with the Heat when Shaq was there, and Kobe wanted to pair up with him in LA, and a couple of dudes' contracts that weren't squared away correctly, and somehow Shaq ended up in LA. So if you want to look into it, just type in like Shaq to LA conspiracy, like shouldn't have gone there. I'm sure you could find something.
I think that's gonna be my new thing, by the way. Zach starts conspiracy theories. I think that's gonna be my thing. Okay, fair enough. Now
I'm not paying attention to Hoove over here trying to get us to
by the way, I said Bucks in 7. Who's got Bucks in 6 in case of like, nah, I'm taking the Suns because I want to get knocked down. Who's over here trying to defend him?
I got Suns in 6.
You got Suns in 6, Quentin. Who you got?
Suns in 5.
Ooh, I wanted to be ballsy like that too, but I couldn't do it.
Are the Suns winning tonight?
Shit, dude, I can see Suns in 4, honestly. Like,
ooh, Hector got real spicy before you hopped on though, and hit me with one of those, and I was like, "Ooh, okay."
It's the year of injury, though. This is just a plague year, dude. It hurts to watch, honestly.
It's gonna be hard for Giannis and the Bucks right now, because if Chris Paul goes out and he puts up the numbers like he has been the last couple games where he's scoring 30 plus 10 assists, you're going to lose. Because if he's the star guy with that stat, look at the box score, and you still got Booker dropping 25 and no one said anything about it, and you still got Ayton dropping 22 and 19 and no one said anything about it. Like,
fair enough. I'm taking Mr. Wisconsin, man. I ain't sleeping on Wisconsin in a mansion, and I'm taking motherfucking the Bucks. I don't care what you say. I don't care about Booker. I don't give a fuck about CP3. I'm taking the Bucks.
Whoa, you're taking the Bucks just straight up?
In seven, but I'm taking the Bucks. I said it from the beginning. I said it last series. I'll say it this series. I'm taking the Bucks. I think Giannis pulls it out and solidifies his empire.
Mm.
You want to throw some type of like friendly wager down on that?
I absolutely do not.
Okay. All right.
I am the most casual basketball fan on the face. That's why when you guys talk basketball, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lean back and let you guys do your thing, and generally keep my fucking mouth shut outside of I don't like CP3 and go Bucks.
No, for real though. On that note though, Hector, you're a Knicks fan. I'm a hard Nuggets fan. My team's been around for 60 years. I've never seen a finals appearance. You know what I mean? You're a Knicks fan. You just got your first playoff taste in what? How many years?
What,
Fucking
10 years?
Yeah, shit. Like, how do you feel? Like, seriously, how do you feel about your franchise moving forward? Like, do you feel good with Julius Randle? Like, do you feel good with Obi
Like,
Toppin, with your coach? Like, what's the deal in New York, bro?
The Knicks, they haven't seen a finals since the 90s and haven't fucking won a chip, I think, since like the fucking 70s.
Something like that.
Julius needs to show up in the playoffs. I don't care what he does in the season. If we go to the, if it's a set thing that he comes back, does the same thing he did last season, and we're gonna hit the playoffs again, that's all fun and gravy. You need to show up in the playoffs when it counts, because he did not show up at all this playoffs.
They were missing posters all over New York for him.
And if that's the problem, then you need to go out and find another scorer.
Is there someone you want to send the Knicks from the Nuggets?
Wait,
want to work out a little bit trade?
Hold on, repeat that. I didn't catch all that.
Oh, I said, is there someone that you'd like to, because Hector has the Knicks, on speed dial. I'm sure you have the Nuggets on speed dial. So is there something you guys want to work out for a trade, or who are you thinking you're sending over to the Knicks?
Damn, I'm sure not giving you Jamal or Jokic, though. That's for sure. Or MPJ for that matter. I mean, I agree with you though, Hector. Julius had a hell of a regular season. He got a fat bag from New York, didn't he? Or is he still?
No, they haven't paid him yet.
Okay.
They haven't paid him yet.
So he's still trying to get the fat bag. But dude, I agree. He's got to step up in the playoffs. Like, that was scary to see. So, Quinn, you better read that. No, you said I was giving him the work. Nick, hold up. Sorry.
No, he was saying that Wisconsin knocked out Kentucky that year, and he wants a piece of that action in that bet.
Oh, okay. Who DM me about it? I'll take your money anytime. Degenerates bets over here, baby. We win it all, all right. No, yeah. I kind of, that's all I have for him. Yeah, I was just curious your take as a Knicks fan, where you felt like you standed. So yeah, that was.
Yeah, they still need some pieces, and Quickly's going to end up being a starter. Rose wants to come back, and I feel like they need to get rid of Knox. They didn't use him last year. They got to get rid of Ntilikina. He's been just a bust since they grabbed him. I knew he was going to be a bust. They need to move those pieces, bring in a scorer. There's been interest in Damian Lillard. There's been interest in the whole Chris Paul saga because he's a free agent after this year. So, like, there's going to be a lot of free agents wanting to come to New York now.
So I guess that's my question. By the way, Quentin, I'm sure you can read that. Your money don't mean shit to Hoove. He wants your pride. Anyway, he wants your passion. If CP3 wins a ring this year, does he re-sign with the Suns or does he go elsewhere?
That's a great question. I mean, I've heard talk that even before the playoffs started or in the playoffs, that CP3 was moving. After this year, he's going. It's like, okay, like, I don't think that that's the smartest move. Like, with Booker, some people say he's overrated. I still want to see him develop a little bit more. I haven't made up my mind on him. Ayton, though, I think Ayton's a beast. So, I don't know where CP3 is going to find another center like him. You know, where's he going? Where do you guys see CP3 going?
My thing is, if they win, he has a really good chance of staying with the Suns and trying to run it back.
That's what
If
Coles
they
is saying,
lose-
that he resigns.
If they lose, he already lives in California, and they're talking about him going to the Lakers and teaming up with LeBron and really trying to get his chip right before he retires if he doesn't win this one. Which, obviously, with his best friend LeBron, they love playing with each other. And, like, who's stopping Chris Paul and LeBron and AD at that point? Like,
I mean, as being the guy who knows basketball the least here, I feel like that makes sense. I feel like that would be a decent move for him. But if I were him, I wouldn't, especially if they win a chip, I wouldn't fucking leave.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just me personally. I mean, why would you leave if you just won?
Exactly.
And you got a team around you?
If you noticed, Chris Paul's coach on Phoenix was his coach when he was drafted by the New Orleans Pelicans. Like, Monty Williams has been one of his favorite and one of the coaches he's played for the most.
I didn't realize that. How's the game going, by the way? Because I know you got it up in the background there.
It just started right now. Milwaukee's up 2-0. They literally tip-off went off.
2-0. Milwaukee's going to win. They're never going to give up the lead. Milwaukee wins, just straight out.
Yeah, Chris Paul just turned the ball over.
See?
Yeah.
It's already in his head. Already in his head, man. He can't handle playing from behind. He's not about it like that.
Yo, for real though, I'm thinking and just letting what you said marinate, Hector, about Chris Paul to the Lakers. I don't like it. I really don't. Like, I feel like that's kind of like almost like a parasite move for him, because if you
they tried to make that move in 2011, and the NBA fucking canked the trade.
Interesting. See, I didn't know, because he's played for the Clippers. You know, he's played in Houston with James Harden, and it didn't work there. Have you guys seen that clip of CP3 and James Harden arguing? Have you guys seen that? Yeah. So, to me, Chris Paul is not the most likable basketball player in the league. Okay, he flops a lot. He gets under a lot of people's skin. With LeBron in this point of his career, I think LeBron's screwing AD's career up a little bit, even personally. So,
Colbs is gonna hop in the comments like immediately. I know Colbs Tyler from Jacked and Canned is already in the tapping away over there. I can feel it. I can feel him from Connecticut.
LeBron's been too political.
He gave him a ring.
He gave him AD gave LeBron a ring.
Cut that out.
Hey, who's getting past Denver without AD's dagger? Whoa.
He wanted to play with LeBron, and LeBron was like, "Bet I could use a big man, and I can get you a ring." If you listen to who facilitated that entire ring, LeBron. He played the point that whole season. Who was giving AD the ball? LeBron.
How many times did LeBron knock down that game winner there wasn't a layup or dunk? How many times did LeBron have that ice in his veins for that whole playoff?
LeBron doesn't want to be he doesn't need to be. Since even with Kyrie, LeBron's always been trying to give the other guy that shine. That he's always trying to let the other. Look at Kyrie. Kyrie knew he couldn't get a ring without LeBron. And LeBron was like, bet. I'm in the position where I can take that shot. LeBron can knock that shot down. He's proven he can knock that shot down. But he wants to bring the best, and he wants to make you the star, right? So knock that shot down. You say you're the best point guard in the league, right? Knock that shot down. He's gonna get you open. He's gonna get you open.
So with your point to Cleveland and Kyrie, I agree with you. And he did show in Cleveland too, he can hit that big shot. So kudos, yes. But dude, after he did the whole taking my talents to South Beach, when he went to Miami, do you remember when he tried to hit the dagger against San Antonio? Do you remember what happened, Hector? He bricked the living shit out of it. And if it wasn't for Ray Allen bailing him out in the corner, he wouldn't have gone on to win a ring that year, with the big three. He would have failed because he took that ice in the veins type shot. And, bro, it was ugly, honestly. So I hear you early in his career, but since then, bro, we've seen the ice every now and then, on his reaction shot last year in the playoffs. He barely had any time to shoot that three, and he made it. Kudos to him. But other than that, man, I don't think LeBron's the Iceman. And personally, I don't think he's doing much for AD's career anymore.
So Kolbs is our resident LeBron sexual here. So LeBron is the ultimate leader of any franchise or organization in sports history. Pause. Not true. Sorry, Kolbs. Anyway, LeBron needed AD, and AD absolutely needed LeBron. See reference to AD in New Orleans in case you weren't sure. And as you're saying it, LeBron hit the Game 7 dagger in that series.
I mean, it wasn't like a dagger. It was a layup, probably. I saw it off the top of my head. But LeBron doesn't hit daggers like that. He takes it hard to the rack and finishes because he's a freaking superhuman. No disrespect to him, my guy. It's just he has a higher clutch shooting. Okay, Kolbs, this is where I will get you. His clutch shooting percentage is because he makes layups at the end of games. Okay, I will not discredit that, but his percentage, it's not him shooting daggers, bro. It's him taking it to the rack and laying it up because he's a stronger, bigger boy than the rest of these guys.
So, because he's stronger and bigger, is that mid-range jumper a layup still, or?
There's a floater.
They put him up 4. Okay. If we want to go back and forth, personally, I've seen LeBron. I just use it with my own eyes, Kolbs. Like, I think LeBron has done things that nobody else will, and he's blown me away. I'm not saying that he's not clutch, but I personally just think that there are a lot more people that I'd rather have taken the game-winning shot. And whether that's LeBron passing it up,
MJ, hands down, is the best clutch performer. If I want that last shot, it's MJ. Or Kobe. I'll even give it a Kobe at number 2. But it's MJ because MJ, he's not giving it to nobody else.
So then I feel like I know where you stand in this debate, Quentin. The GOAT of basketball.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah. I figured after all of that, I could pretty much assume where you stood in this conversation.
I do like Bill Russell for simply if you take generations out and comparing generations. I do like what Bill Russell did in his era of 11 championships. I think that's fucking crazy. So I definitely have him up there.
That's fair. And I think that's an important point whenever you're talking about GOATs is generations in sports are so vastly different from one another. The game changes and evolves so much over the years that I think having one overall GOAT, it creates these fucking arguments between, Michael Jordan and LeBron or, whoever you want to put there. But as far as clutch goes, so I just came up with this. Who's more clutch, Michael Jordan or Derek Jeter?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
How dare you? Derek Jeter at the plate, 2 outs, man on second. What? No. Taking Derek every day.
5 seconds on the clock. Jordan got the ball.
Taking Derek Jeter.
It's more easier. Just put this in. What is the hardest thing to do in sports? Hit a baseball. I'm taking the easy shot, bro. MJ.
I didn't ask what's easier. I said who's more clutch. You just proved my point. If the hardest thing to do in sports is hit a baseball, then it's more clutch to do that when your back is against a wall.
Yeah, but the thing is, no one ever debates that Michael Jordan is in clutch. There's shit ton of people right now that will debate that Derek Jeter's overrated. And probably one of the
that on his defense because stupid little children who look at fucking statistics debate that.
And this is from a Yankee fan. I'm a hardcore Yankee fan.
It's defensive statistics that shoot Derek, not motherfucking clutch.
Derek Jeter is one of the clutches, based to me at least, one of the clutchest hitters of all time.
Hell yeah. Like I said, in fucking Game 7 of the World Series, down by 1, down by 2, down by 1, 2 outs, man on second. Who else are you gonna fucking?
Pete Rose is the only other guy I'd put up at the plate.
Oh boy,
damn.
Hoove is attempting to summon the lone Sox fan that we usually have living in our comment section. But anywho, gentlemen, do we have any more topics for the night?
Well, I did want to hit on the Jeter Jordan thing because I
Please.
found a Derek Jeter jersey the other day at the pool. Like it was just chilling. I picked it up. My buddies were like, "Is that Jeter?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, it's Jeter." No one's around. I was like, "Oh, like we're at the damn beach. Like it's the fourth. No, like I'm taking this. So, anyways, my friend was telling me. He said Jeter is the most overrated player in any sport. He said, if you look at the advanced statistics of Derek Jeter, and I'm on my high, I just got a Derek Jeter. I'm like, bro, like, you're trying to just kill my vibe right now. Like, I'm all about
He
Jeter.
100% is.
Nah, but you said what?
He 100% is. Yes.
No, but he was serious. He was hardcore about it. He brought up a whole video. He said, if you look at the advanced stats, Jeter's like one of the most overrated players of all time. So what are your guys' thoughts on that? Hector, especially being a Yankees fan, seeing him day in, day out. Like I watched him, but I don't know if that statement is blasphemous or if it's true.
Nah, so when I grew up in the city, 6 blocks from the stadium. Like I used to get free tickets to the stadium all the time. Like I grew up watching that 5-ring era of chips. Like, and people don't understand if they go back and they watch those games and those World Series and those playoff runs, like Jeter is like, how can you? Like, he was over a 300. He has point blank. He has most, if not almost all, hitting stats in the postseason. He's number one. I want to say hits. He's, I think, number one. Home runs, he's like top 5. Runs scored, RBIs, like OPS.
So I know the video that your friend brought up to you. Okay. And I know exactly which defensive advanced statistics he's talking about because I've heard this ad nauseum. It's why we're named Breaking Down the Tape. I hate statistics. And advanced statistics have come a long way, and I think they're a fantastic tool to help you understand things. But you need to watch the fucking game. Like that video, I think, brought up how, the reason that Jeter's jump throw is so famous and it was needed by him is because he had like terrible range. Like he was the worst shortstop in baseball history based off of all of these range analytics and all of this shit. Okay. And while I understand that, and that might be true because no one thinks of Derek Jeter as like the most physically dominant athlete of all time. That's just not a conversation that ever happens. Watch the fucking games. Watch baseball. Look at what Derek Jeter did. And again, think to yourself or ask any baseball fan over the age of 25, hey, if I'm down by 1 or tied in the World Series, it's game 7. I need one man at the plate to drive that run in to tie it or win it. Who is it going to be? I've got 2 outs, full count. They're taking Derek Jeter and they're not thinking twice about it. And if even at shortstop, okay, his range isn't amazing, but he makes up with it with stupid ass physics defying throws. So fuck you anyway. And he's the he's the only unanimous. Oh no, that's Mariano Rivera.
Low.
But he was
like 1 vote away or some shit like that.
Yeah, one Boston fucking fan. I'm sure it was James from Boda. Anyway,
it was Super Dave.
It was. And Super Dave, I'm sure, was thinking of you as well. And he was like, you know what? Fuck it. Before he knew you. But he was like, yeah, fuck that guy, Hector.
And then people want to talk about how defensively he's not that great, but he's a multiple-time Gold Glove winner.
Mm-hmm. That's why advanced statistics, again, I think are a fantastic tool to help you understand the depth of what you're watching. But you still need to understand what you're watching. You still need to watch what you're watching and have an understanding of the game to apply those advanced. Trust me, I could show you a TikTok where I just got into a fight with a dude 1 o'clock in the morning the other morning, because he tried to put out this this myth or this TikTok. He said it's a myth that mobile quarterbacks get hurt more, and here's a graph that shows you why. So it was like the graph breaks it up based off of, the percentage of, running quarterbacks and plays that quarterbacks have run. And basically, it does show that if you're like Lamar Jackson or Michael Vick category, phenom athletes, you do get hurt less than the league average, which that graph shows. But the 3 categories just short of that are still considered mobile quarterbacks get hurt more than the league average. And then the first 2 categories that are generally considered pocket passers, because it mentions names like Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, get hurt the absolute least. And that's all I said, was that your graph doesn't show what you think it shows. It shows that you have to be a phenomenal, like ungodly athlete in order to be a mobile quarterback and not get injured. Yeah. But your safest bet is to be a standard pocket passer. And he decided to get ignorant with me and was like, oh, well, you can't read graphs. TikTok lets me make 3-minute videos. I will win. I promise. I can say a lot of shit in 3 fucking minutes. But yeah, so the point being that advanced statistics are not the end all say all. You have to understand what the fuck you're watching on the field.
No, definitely. I find that hilarious. That guy tried to challenge you and be like, oh yeah, like
I'll send it to you on motherfucking. I'll send it to your DMs, man. I'll send you his video. I'll screenshot my comment. I was real respectful. I'm open to discourse. If you disagree with me, that's fine. We can have a discussion. But his response was, huh, do you not know how to read graphs? Bet. Yeah. I got you, bro. I got you. Don't you stress 1 fucking second about it. I got you. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. I was trying to sleep.
Dude, those are the worst kind of people, like you're just like hoping, you're going to have a like good debate, intelligent, and they just come at you with the ignorance of like, you don't know shit, like don't tell me I'm wrong type of thing. But
right.
It's what it is.
No, and I feel like people get mad at Jeter too, and they're like, well, he wasn't the best person on that team. He wasn't supposed to be.
Right. That's not the whole point of Derek Jeter. He's supposed to be the most clutch guy.
DJ LeMahieu. Hit over 300. You're going to get your 15-ish home runs, drive in 70 to 90 RBIs, walk a lot.
I agree. Who is your all-time? I want to go around real quick. We'll start with Quentin. Who is your all-time GOAT in baseball?
It's a good question. Like my GOAT personally, who I think's the GOAT, who I watched as the GOAT.
Like just of all time, if you had to sit and think about it, doesn't matter the position. And I understand baseball positions vary wildly. You can't replace one with another. But if you had to like think about it, greatest baseball player of all time, regardless of position, who are we talking about?
Satchel Paige, bro. I just couldn't hold it in anymore. Like it was coming off my tongue, dude.
You had that from like the rip.
The reason is because right when you asked this question, Negro Leagues would actually go back-to-back games. They would go like 100 pitches and literally later that day go 100 more. And there's just stupid stories about Satchel throwing like 400 pitches in a week, and winning his team like championships. So that's pretty cold shit, bro. It's hard to beat that. You won't ever see that again. So as a pitcher, as a retired pitcher, just the respect that I have for someone who could do something like that.
All right, real quick, because you have hit on so many points tonight, and it's okay to lie to me if you have to. Do you listen to our episodes?
I do occasionally. Yeah, I don't listen to all of them, but I tune in.
You bring up literally all the hot topic points you've brought up, because Hector and I have very much brought up Negro Leagues and how the importance of the Negro League in baseball history and why those stats and those things should count towards it, because yes, it was a different company. Yes, it was a different league, but it helped form what we know today as Major League Baseball. So I find that absolutely fucking phenomenal that I didn't know if you took notes ahead of time, but all right, these are hot topic points that, these motherfuckers come up with.
Let me ask you this counter question. You guys listen to my episodes?
I do, actually, motherfucker. I do. Not as often as I would like to, because I don't have as much time as I want to, but I do.
No, facts. We'll bet. Moving forward, I'm noties on every fucking thing. Thanks for having me on, first of all, but just wanted to continue the conversation. Satchel, I'd say. Can I give another player? Just sorry, baseball's my sport, dude. So I got
go off.
I want to say Babe Ruth because he was a two-way player, but that brings me to the point. The current baby, the Showtime. Huh?
Mariano Rivera, greatest baseball player of all time.
I was wondering how long Hector was going to be able to hold that in for.
Greatest baseball player of all time. When you heard Enter the Sandman, your dick went back up in your pee. Like, that's it. Floop, like a little belly button pushed. You knew what was going to happen. You knew exactly what he was going to throw, when he was going to throw it, how he was going to throw it, and you still couldn't do anything about it.
K-Sub's on with Hector, and my immediate response is Mariano Rivera. He is Mr. Unanimous. He
has all the pitching stats in postseason. Ain't nobody going to breed a .086 ERA, the most saves in the postseason. And like Zach always likes to state, more people have touched the moon than have crossed home plate against that man. Earned runs. Stupid.
Earned runs, people.
Unearned
what?
runs.
No way that's true.
He's only allowed 11 earned runs, 14 unearned runs, if you want to count unearned runs.
Yep. 12 men have been to the surface of the moon. Mariano Rivera has only given up 11 earned runs.
In the postseason.
There are more people on planet Earth who can say that they have been to the moon than there are people who can say they've earned a run against Mariano Rivera. That ridiculous, mind-blowing, almost made up, it can't be real stat is why Mariano Rivera has to be the greatest. But you do make up a decent point with two-way players.
Yeah.
You do make that is an advantage in baseball to have, as far as you're talking goats. I do want to go back to it real quick, though. Who've put up a bet? I'm not taking it, but who've put up this bet? If the Bucks win, I get your second round pick. And if the Suns win, I have to pass on CMC.
Oh.
I am definitely not taking that pick.
No.
I am assuredly not taking that pick. I'm not nearly as comfortable enough to go ahead and say some dumbass shit like that.
Yo, Hope brought up CMC. I just want to give it's a quick story too, real quick. I just want to give my favorite memory of this man, dude, through high school. It was my sophomore year. It was a road game, just a normal high school football game, Get to watch C-Mac. That's sick. Dude was our kick returner, running back, and punter. Okay, so he was our punter too. And
no shit.
On fourth one play, he gets a bad snap in the backfield. Okay, so he's running behind to get the ball, and there's 2-3 dudes on him when he picks up the ball. What's this dude do? He shuffles all the way. He runs a loop to get some room all the way to the left side of the field, punts it left-footed. Opposite foot, bro. He's on the move, punts left-footed, punted it 50, 60 yards, dude. Had the dude running behind him.
Shit.
Wow.
I don't know, dude. His athleticism is crazy, and I don't know. I've just never seen anyone do that. I had to tell that story.
No, we're with it, bro. Did you ever play with him, or you just watched him?
No, dude. I played soccer, basketball, baseball. So I remember having lifting and just seeing kids coming in from football every day hurt. What'd you do? They're tried to tackle Christian, got fucked up.
No big deal. Just got put in a cast, it was normal fucking Wednesday.
Thank God I didn't play with them,
Yeah, but come on, isn't that a cool talking point? I tore my ACL because of Christian McCaffrey. Come on, that's got to be a story you tell at the bar.
I could never get my D1 scholarship because he fucking directed me.
100%. I've only met famous people like that, adjacent. We went to school with Karanchak, sure, but he was younger than us, and I knew of him, but didn't really know him. Right, Hector's brother was good friends with him. Hector knew him real well, or when we were in high school, our punter's father played for the New York Giants, so I only know people like that, adjacent. I don't know them personally. So if any of you guys want to get motherfucking famous, that would be really cool. So I could have some cool bar stories to tell. I'm not cool, but I know a guy who's cool. That'd be kind of fucking awesome if any of you guys could pull through for me. So.
Hey man, I'm trying. All right, I'm giving it my best shot out here.
Well, when you make it on ESPN or Barstool or wherever you go, I would love to be on, but I got to be able to curse. I just I can't be I can't be like a kid friendly show. I'm just
Oh
not that.
yeah. Nah, I feel that, man. The older I get, this is like I said, I've wanted to do that since I was like 3. Like I really haven't changed. But what's changed is like I do like to cuss and kind of shoot the shits and be chill. And you can't really do that on networks like we can do right here. So definitely have some thoughts about like where I want my voice going for the future.
Sure. I feel that. By the way, just gonna follow up on these comments. Kolbs has been making a play in the comments. I don't know if you guys have been following them, but he's been making a play for why he, in fact, is the GOAT because of his career in softball. And I'm just saying, no errors in 2 years. That's an argument, gentlemen. That is an argument if I've ever seen one.
So, did anyone just see that McGregor almost got kicked in the face? Or no, he attempts a kick in the face-off with Poirier.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, man, it just popped up right now. I saw they got separated during the news conference, and I guess he tried to kick Poirier.
No shit. That's tomorrow, Saturday night, right?
Yeah, this Saturday.
Who you got, Quentin?
I was going to ask you, Zach. You keep peppering the questions first, my guy. Who you got? That's the question.
It's almost like it's my goddamn show. I'm taking Poirier. I've got an Irish flag tattooed on me. I'm all about, Conor McGregor and the Irish, but he just hasn't put out an amazing showing the last couple of fights. And I hate to pick against him, but if I had to put money on it, I would go ahead and take Poirier. It's unfortunate.
I'd say you're a smart man putting your money there on Poirier. Like, I'm with you, dude. I don't have the tattoo, obviously, but in terms of my passion of like how much I want Conor to win this fight, it's there. But you got to look at the black and white. I think he's the better fighter right now. But I hope that I am wrong about this one. I really do hope.
I feel like Conor McGregor is getting older, and the best of his fights are behind him. He's been shown his weak side already. Not that he can't do it again or win some matches, but Poirier is the better fighter at this point. I still think it's a 50-50 because I said what I said before, Zach, that I think it was set up for him to lose that match, so that there could be a third match.
Right.
Because it's just another payday. He's the Floyd Mayweather of UFC.
And he even said it. I mean, in the fight with Khabib, while Khabib was murdering him, he's like, bro, chill. It's just business.
And
he
also came out and said that he wasn't really fully prepared for the second match with Poirier, that he took it lightly because he was thinking of a boxing match with Manny Pacquiao.
Right. I don't know. And for me, that just doesn't show good looks in the first place. Like, if you're going to go out there and risk getting punched in the head, you'd think you'd care a little bit more about it. But that's just me. I mean, maybe it's because I have a big-ass fucking head that would get hit a lot. But, I don't know. And Kolbs is agreeing with you, Q. He wants Conor to win, and that's why he's picking Conor. But, no, it's just – and let me clarify, by the way. I don't have an Irish flag tattoo because of Conor McGregor. I have an Irish flag tattoo because my last name is Murphy. I'm a fucking Mick. That's why. Just for clarification, in case anyone thought, "Oh my God, he sucks McGregor's dick so much he got a flag." No,
he does. He does still suck his dick though.
I mean, hey man, look, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20, right? Like, fuck, gotta make money in this world.
That's why he sucks.
Yeah, that is now the new thing.
No, I'm glad you clarified that, though, because like I heard you say that you had the flag, and I was like, "Fuck, dude!" Like I thought I was a fan. Like I'm not even on the level. Oh, that's lit. Damn.
It was my first tattoo ever, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, dude, I need to get some ink. That's a story for another day. I talk about that if you want. But anyways, I'm glad that you agree with me because I want it to happen more than it probably will. But Hector, you had a point I'm trying to bring it back to you. Oh yeah, you said that he tried to kick Dustin today. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. They were in the news conference.
Because I saw, did either of you guys see the interview Stephen A posted with him today? Did either of you guys peep that?
I fucking hate Stephen A. Smith.
Oh yeah,
so
Hey,
anything he is a part of, I'm gonna avoid like the fucking plague.
Hey, fair enough, but dude, when he's the guy that gets to interview Connor, like I'm gonna listen. Connor, it's like that's Connor. So
Fair enough.
Connor said, dude, he basically said like, this is word for word. He said, I'm the fat cat of this industry. Like, I'm not the tiger I was when I came in, but I'm the fat cat now who sits back and runs everything. And then he said, that's more scary than being the tiger, that it's scarier for him to be the fat cat. And that kind of alludes to what you were saying with the Mayweather of boxing. Like, is Connor at this point where it is just a fucking pulling strings act? Like, is this the real fighting Connor, or is this like puppet Connor type thing?
It's all about that.
It is, but is he going to fight? I'm still thinking and hopeful that we're going to see Connor fight, but I'm wondering now, like, is this a puppet straight up? So,
I mean, but even to that point, though, I think we have to see Connor fight. Whether he wins or loses, it has to be good, because otherwise, if he's come out with the performances he has, and then he makes that statement and then comes out with a lackluster performance again, you know what I mean? Like, how are you the fat cat? How are you going to pull the strings again? Because no one's going to fucking watch you. Why would anyone pay money to show up to the event or for the pay-per-view if they know that you're just going to fucking flop? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if we're in that cycle already, though, Zach? Like, what if that's happening right now? What you're saying, like,
we're not to the end of that yet. We're not to the point where fans give up, and this is still in the middle of it.
So you think there will be a point when fans give up? I don't. Maybe
if he keeps flopping, I think they will. If he keeps running his mouth and then
if he wins, it's different. He needs to prove that he can still win. He can't just keep showing up and losing.
Yeah,
right.
And that's where Floyd differs, I think, where he's a legal bank robber or whatever. So that's a good point too, for sure.
Right. And I mean, Floyd operates in a sport almost solely on points, right? And he has the benefit of clinching, right? Like, obviously, yes, there's a point in a scoring system in mixed martial arts, right? In the UFC, but in boxing, you can clinch with somebody and you're not in danger because, okay, you might get a half-hearted jab to the side of the head or maybe to the ribs, but eventually you're just fucking leaning on each other. You're both taking a break, whispering sweet nothings in each other's ear. If you fucking clinch in the UFC, that's not always the best fucking move.
You don't want to be clinched.
You're not taking a break. No one's taking a break here. So I mean, Floyd has that ability that even at that age, he's in a sport where there's legal ways to kind of catch your breath and win more on points. In MMA, they're really, yes, points do matter when it comes down to it, but usually when you see those fights, it's a bloody affair. Neither of those guys are coming out looking clean if they've gone the distance. So I get what you're saying, but it's kind of a different, I don't think it's that possible in the UFC to do it like they do in boxing.
Yeah. I mean, Khabib would be the closest to like what we're trying to eliminate of Mayweather, wouldn't he?
I could see that. I could agree with that a little bit more.
Khabib could have kept fighting, but he got his own reasons of not wanting to fight.
Yeah.
Something tells me we're going to see him again. Is that completely wrong?
I don't know.
I don't know about completely wrong, but I lean against it. I don't think he'll come back. I think he was the kind of person that came, did what he needed to do. I personally think he saw the business the same way that Conor did when he was young, and Conor embraced it and became the showman and everyone that we love to hate. And Khabib saw it and he was like, I just want to fight. Thanks, bye. And kind of just left it alone. I think that's why you've also seen kind of the Diaz brothers phase their kind of way out of it once it became more of a showman's game. They're like, yeah, just give me my fucking money. Let me fucking punch people. I'm not really about this shit. And then kind of phased either themselves out or got phased out because they didn't sell tickets. At least that's my thought process on it.
Luna came to say hi.
Oh, my girl Luna. Colbs is of the opposite. He thinks that he'll come back for the big money. And in the relative near future.
Yeah, and I could also agree.
If McGregor wins this fight, he gets the title shot. If McGregor ends up winning like the title, then we might see Khabib come back just to take the title from him and be like, shut the fuck up, give me that.
Fair enough. What were you saying, Quentin?
Well, I'd love to see that happen. That would be entertainment at its finest. But I was just saying I could agree with Kolbs in the sense of we could see a McGregor draw, kind of just alluding to what you were saying of is he done? Is this all for show? Like, if it is, why not give McGregor a draw to give the fans confidence that, oh, okay, you know, he might come back. He drew this one, you know, and then he loses 4 more after a draw. I don't know what Kolbs is saying with that exactly, but I could see if McGregor is this kind of puppet show in the UFC now.
You just seen it now,
Damn,
7 minutes and 13 seconds into the game. Phoenix took the first lead for them. 37-35 Phoenix.
Oh my god! But I think Kolbs was more talking about like the draw of like Khabib coming back to a big money, like you were saying, like McGregor winning the title, and then Khabib comes out to fight him for that big money kind of like draw fight. But and Kolbs
at that point, McGregor's gonna be so old and beat up. It's gonna be an easy fight for Khabib. You know, he's training like Rocky Balboa when he was about to go against Drago out in the fucking boondocks from where he's from.
Fighting bears as a fucking 5-year-old or whatever.
Swimming upstream in the cold ice water and shit. You seen those videos? He's fucking nuts.
I don't know who this is.
Khabib.
Whoa.
You didn't see him as a child?
There's a video.
He was wrestling the bears like a fucking 10-year-old. Hand to God.
Yeah, and there's a video of him like swimming upstream in like a ice water current to like train. Like it's fucking. This dude's nuts.
Seriously, you've never seen that? Oh my god! Look up Khabib like crazy training videos. The dude's a fucking psychopath. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna have to now. That's
we're gonna get DMs from Quentin at like 3:00 in the morning as he's screamed down this rabbit hole.
Anyway, guys, Luna's telling me I gotta take her OUT.
Yeah, you gotta be up early in the morning too. I'm a little girl. I gotta go to the gym. It's an off day, so I'm just walking, but I still gotta, go do my shit. But Quentin, one last time, let everybody know where they can find you, where they can get your podcast, how they can listen to you, all the good shit.
Definitely. I'll give them all the good shit right here, right now. Okay, so my Instagram's QA Bradbury, Twitter, Alex Bradbury 33, and then my pristine project of the podcast that I'm working on and hopefully grow massively coming up here is Degenerates Talk Sports on whatever you listen to podcasts on. But yeah, thank you breaking down the tape for having me. You guys are fucking dope. I had so much fun talking with you, and yeah.
Hell yeah, guys. And remember, Sports Me, you get to argue with all of us whenever you want.
Yeah, man, we appreciate having you on, and we'll get you on in the future soon. All right, brother?
All right. Thank you guys for having me, and I'll see you guys on Sports Me probably soon.
Hell
yes,
yeah.
sir. Hector, hit him with it.
I said what I said, bitches.
Said what I said, bitches.